Hello. If I was a pub landlord, I would bar for life Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves. Just would. For everything they've done to British hospitality, I'd have a lifetime ban on them and their most loyal supporters. And I'm not sorry at all. Because when I read more reports that another 11% of British businesses, British pubs have gone pop, I think, yeah, I no, you're not drinking at my bar because it's your tax hikes, Rachel Reeves, that have meant that they've gone pop, and it's your endorsement, Keir Starmer, that has meant that they've gone pop. So you are both barred for life. That's what I would do if I was a pub landlord. By the way, thank you for subscribing and liking. Please keep going. Let's get it up to 30,000 this week. Go on. I know it's a big number, but listen, if they've got tax rises of whatever it is, we can hope for 30,000, can't we? So this report, and it's not just by one person, it's by four bodies. So the survey was done by the British Beer and Pub Association, the British Institute of Innkeeping, UK Hospitality and Hospitality Ulster, and it said there was an 11% rise since the budget of pubs going pop. It said that 76% of pubs had hiked prices to keep the lights on. That's the quote. To keep the lights on, they've had to put their prices up. Jobs have been lost and livelihoods are under threat. And you know me, I'm scared of figures. I don't really like figures, but I like lived experience. And I can absolutely rubber stamp that. I can endorse that. So, having just come back from the 5 days in Sheringham, it is fair to say that as a family, we are now priced out of the market for going out for dinner. So, what used to be, we'd go down to the two lifeboats or we'd go to the Lobster and we'd have a pub meal. And, you know, I'm not talking sort of silver service here. We're talking about the kind of pubs where it's chips with everything and you get your sauces in a sachet. But it's still nice. It's a nice family thing to do. You know, everybody can have an argument over who wants what and everyone tries everybody else's, and it's a burger or a lasagna or a fish and chips or a curry or a crab salad. Actually, they did a really good crab salad there. And you could afford to do that. And it was a treat still, but it was an affordable treat. It's not in grasp anymore. So when you're looking at about £25 for a main course, that turns it from a holiday treat to a I'm really sorry, guys, it's fish and chips on the pier again. And don't get me wrong, that is really lovely, but even fish and chips is expensive. So there were 9 of us on this holiday, and I think the fish and chips was 100 and something pounds, and that was without mushy peas. It's just not affordable. And I hear this whole we're putting money in your back pocket crap from Rachel Reeves, and I'm like, no, you're not. Backhanders, yes, back pockets, no. We're not getting any more money in our back pockets, because if we were, we would be supporting local businesses, we would be supporting the pubs, we would be going on holiday. And as a holiday homeowner, there we go, shoot me someone, I can categorically confirm that bookings are down by about 60%. Now that makes it untenable. That makes it unviable. And of course, if people aren't coming to stay in my holiday home, then they're not going to go to the high street in Sheringham, and they're not going to go to the beach in Sheringham, and they're not going to go to the pubs in Sheringham, or to the restaurants, or to the charity shops, or to the little theatre, or to the fishmongers, or the butchers, or any of the lovely things that people were supporting in the community of Sheringham is going to be unaffordable, because if you can't afford to go on holiday, then you can't afford any of those things, which has a knock-on effect for the community that lives there all the time. You know, and we all support our local communities. We employ and support all the local services. How can we do that if there is no industry? And there is no industry because Rachel Reeves is making it too expensive to run. So it starts on every level. And I don't think it's unreasonable to want to have a holiday. I don't think that's unreasonable at all. I think it's out of reach for a lot of people. You know, I've changed how I do things. So it used to be back in the day when we were sort of like at 80% occupancy, you would only allow people to come for a week in high season. I can't drop the prices anymore because my prices aren't coming down anymore. So my overheads are going up, but I can't drop my prices anymore. So all what I've done is say to people, we'll just come for 3 days. You know, I'll let you know in high season, I won't do week-long breaks. I'll do 2-3 day breaks. So A, people at least get a bit of a holiday. B, that's a little bit of an income for the house. And C, that keeps Sheringham alive. You know, the amount of other holiday homeowners who have had to sell their houses is off the scale. Now, how's the pub going to survive when no one's coming to it because no one's affording holidays? And it's this whole thing, yet we're getting cheaper fruit and vegetable from the EU. Well, amazing. None of us want that. We want Norfolk strawberries. We want local produce. on our plates in our pubs. Yet it doesn't matter how hard you try. And if you know, watch Clarkson's Farm. Love him or hate him, I actually think he's hilarious. And I have been watching Clarkson's Farm, and he's just bought this new pub, and he's trying to only use anything that on the table, so it's got to come from a 16-mile radius. So all of his food, all of his produce, 16-mile radius. He's done it with a local cooperative of farmers. And wherever you stand on Jeremy Clarkson, that is the way we should be going. That's what we should be doing, supporting local farmers, the local industries, the local tourist industries. And yet what Rachel Reeves is doing, Chancellor of the Exchequer, and Keir Starmer, Prime Minister of this country, what they are doing is they're supporting every other bugger but us. So we're working longer hours for less pay in a more unstable climate with an economy which, you know, you talk to the right hand, it says it's growing. You talk to the left hand, it says it's flatlining. I think you and I can all agree that it's certainly not benefiting us. So every which way and how you look, they're having us. And now they're having us with holidays and a pint. And that's not just the economy we're killing. It's the community. It's the lifeline for so many people to go and sit in the pub. For some people, it's the only interaction they get. And so there's a big blue bottle. I hate them. And I just feel like this is an assault on our culture, on our communities, on us as humans. We're taking the last bits of life. I mean, the mood hoover has hoovered away anything that was enjoyable. And now we're having to do tax bills 4 times a year. We're having to pay more tax than ever. We're having less and less for our money. We don't have any money in our back pockets. We have lots of holes in our back pockets because the money goes in and it comes straight out. So to my original point at the beginning of this video, if I was a landlord, I would bar Starmer, Reeves, Rayner, Phillipson, Brash because he's irritating, and Morgan. Not Piers Morgan, Stephen Morgan, although I might bar Piers Morgan as well because he can be a bit annoying too. You know, we'll have a list, won't we, of all the people we'd bar in our imaginary pub. I'll start with them, and we'll see how we go. I mean, I can't imagine I'd be making a lot of that. Actually, I would. If you knew that none of those people were going to be there, that would be the incentive, wouldn't it? That would be the thing that would make everyone go. There are no Labour policies in this pub. I'm in. In fact, that's a good marketing idea. Leave it